This is Joy News Prime, and it's time for Joy News Editorial with JoyNews Editor Araba Koomson.
Now, for some weeks, JoyNews Editorial has been calling on the president to address the nation on the state of the economy and also galvanize the nation in these hard times where the economy has taken a nosedive and is taking all of us down with it. So we, like many others, looked forward with great anticipation to the president's address last Sunday. But did the president calm tempers? Did he tame the boiling rage in us ignited by the terrible state of the economy? We all know that on Tuesday, fuel prices went up. Diesel sells at almost 24 cedis per litre and petrol at almost 18 cedis per litre. A litre of fuel is higher than the minimum wage of 13.50 pesos. And when there's a hike in fuel prices, the rippling effect is not lost on us. The GPRTU has warned it will pass on the cost to passengers if the government does not find ways of cushioning the public. It has gotten so dire that commercial drivers in the Ashanti, the Central, and Ahafo regions are prepared to park their vehicles because they're making losses. Car owners have resorted to parking their vehicles too, so that they can join trotros.
I drive my car, but now I can't afford the petrol.
What kind of car, if you don't mind?
I drive a Volvo salon car, Volvo 50. Yes.
So back to the issue of the president's love letter delivered to the homes of Ghanaians. Did it do the magic? I guess you all have your own opinions, but here is our take on the key ones and some questions on our minds. He delivered 12 strategies to resolve our economic challenges. Let's go through them, shall we? Now, number one, the president said government will restore economic stability through an IMF-supported program. But when will the deal be completed? And when will the money come? There's still a lot of uncertainty, and as we speak, it is not clear when the budget will be presented. Any further delay buries us further. Number two, tackling the cost of living by stabilizing petrol prices through a new supply arrangement. Where are we getting this reliable yet affordable fuel from, and when are we going to get it? We understand the government delegation is in Abu Dhabi, but some energy experts say this is an exercise in futility, so essentially we might not be getting it. Number three, encourage traders to tone down on profiteering, which is contributing to inflation pressures. Well, does it look like this is happening? Because when fuel prices went up on Tuesday, everything went up. Now, number four, restore debt sustainability by reducing the debt to GDP ratio to 5.5% by 2028. Mr. President, your tenure ends in 2 years. Of course, we all want our debt to GDP ratio to reduce, but how do we continue to survive before 2028? Number five, improving national resources and liquidity by raising revenues from 13 to 18 to 20% of GDP. You talked about increasing revenue and reminded us that we are not paying enough taxes. But that is not what Ghanaians want to hear at this time. Might I remind you of what you said in opposition?
It is Sikaso, Omenyo Hiamai. Nenam Amemua Enkoyetino. A comedy. Yamobo Wagana. It is Sikaso, Omenyo Hiamai. Nenam Amemua Enkoyetino. A comedy.
So, to it, you said we were sitting on money and yet we were hungry. You said you will move our economy from taxation to production. So, what have you been doing for the past 6 years? Yes, we know about the 1D, 1F, but what is the contribution of all these factories to our economy? We've talked about cutting down on our imports. How are these factories helping us to reduce our imports? And then again, why is the Commander Sugar Factory still not functioning? Let's continue. Number nine, continue with efforts to reduce central government expenditure through budget cuts of 30%. That's a good call. Unfortunately, we still don't know how much we raked in from your earlier cuts. We need to know. And speaking of cuts, when you're hungry, that is not the time to live large. We're in extraordinary times, Mr. President. Please, merge some of the ministries and do away with some of the ministries. Ground all V8s and let your government workers use fuel-efficient cars. This is the time to cut costs. The late Tanzanian president, Magufuli, he did it even when his country was not in crisis. So you can do it. Number 10, you talked about starting the process of discouraging the importation of rice, poultry, vegetable oil, and fruit juice, among others. Mr. President, that is welcome news. But the poultry business has been suffering for a very long time. Many poultry businesses have folded up. How are you supporting them to stand on their feet urgently so that they can produce enough so that we wouldn't need any further imports? Now, on the matter of our currency, the cedi, this is what you said.
Fellow Ghanaians, as the French would say, l'argent n'aime pas le bruit. To wit, money does not like noise. Sika mpe dede.
Sika mpe dede indeed. Mr. President, when the country prospers, we will all relish and bask in your success. No one takes joy in speculating and running down our currency. People are simply panicking. That's what's happening. True, we don't have to run down our currency, but you must do more to calm the nerves of Ghanaians and, more importantly, to cushion us in these times. Togo is subsidizing fuel to keep inflation low. Tanzania is also doing the same. Other countries are doing more. Mr. President, you can do better. You can do more. We said, or you said, that we should never relent in holding politicians to account. These were your own words.
And their political leaders will see people who come to tell them, if you give me the power, we will do this and do this and do this. And that the people, when they get the power, do it. A situation whereby promises are made are not kept undermine our prospects for orderly, stable, democratic government in our country. That is why it is important that the promises that we made to the Ghanaian people, we begin to fulfill them.
And that is why we will not relent in ensuring that you serve us better.